Kim Kardashian landed in Hamburg on Tuesday afternoon for a work event just hours after her stunning appearance at the Met Gala in New York on Monday night. The businesswoman, 43, wowed on the red carpet where she showed off her impossibly slim waist in the silver custom Maison Margiela by John Galliano No. But she chose not to attend any raucous after-parties in the Big Apple and instead hopped straight on her private jet to head to Europe on a red-eye. She is in Hamburg to speak at the OMR Digital Trade Fair, which is described as an event for information, inspiration and networking on all things digital business. Kim landed in Hamburg at 3 p.m. on Tuesday after walking the red carpet at around 7 p.m. New York time on Monday night. Germany is 6 hours ahead of New York, making her two appearances just 13 hours apart. The flight time from New York to Hamburg is around 9 hours. She still looked immaculate as she arrived at the airport in Hamburg to her adoring fans and even took time to sign autographs after the long flight. She wore a long black padded coat and striped jogging bottoms and donned dark shades. Her blonde tresses still looked perfectly styled in loose waves over her shoulders. On Monday night, Kim sparked a shock reaction for her astonishingly tiny waist in a silver corset on the star-studded red carpet of the Met Gala 2024 in New York City. The reality star, who is known for her curvaceous figure and bodacious behind, showcased a wild body transformation in custom Maison Margiela by John Galliano. John Galliano, creative director of Maison Margiela, fashioned Kim, who attended his recent artisanal show and sat in the front row, the stunning dress. Just a day after Kim was booed at the Tom Brady Netflix roast, many took to social media to react to the wild look as one wrote, "How many ribs did Kim get removed?" Her tiny torso look featured a shiny metallic silver corset which flowed into a sheer lacy skirt which showed off her legs. She teamed the strapless number with matching shiny silver platform heels. One interesting fashion choice that the A-lister made was wrapping herself in a grey knit cropped sweater which felt a bit disjoint from the rest of the look. Kim wore her newly dyed platinum blonde locks down in a middle part which showed off her dark roots, having once again teamed up with her longtime hairstylist Chris Appleton. Her makeup was complimentary to her face and topped off with a swipe of shiny nude lip. However, the thing that was most talked about on social media was her tiny waist. One X, formerly Twitter, user wrote, "Jesus, she's gonna be in the hospital by the end of the night. Did they remove a rib or two?" Others fed into the rib removal theory as one said, "Did she have a rib removed? Good Lord." Another made reference to the body transformations the Skims founder has undergone for previous Met Galas. They wrote, "Kim Kardashian does it again, I wonder how she breathes with that hashtag Met Gala." They seem to be referencing one of Kim's most iconic looks at the gala when she looked impossibly skinny to wear Marilyn Monroe's classic dress in 2022. Months later, in an episode of The Kardashians which aired in November, she even called herself a shapeshifter as she did all that she could to fit into the frock. She tried on a replica of the dress Marilyn wore in 1962 to serenade then-President John F. Kennedy on his 45th birthday on the episode. Kim said, "If this does not fit me, I can't even try the original. So I've googled her measurements, am looking at my measurements." She backed her shape-shifting claims as she said that the width of her shoulders would allow her to squeeze into anything. The mother of four said, "No one trusted us, for years, they would never send samples. And then once I would get to Paris and try on the samples, they would be like, oh, wait, she actually fits in our stuff. So I don't know how to convince the guy who owns the original Marilyn dress that I'm a shapeshifter." Kim kept a low profile while returning to the Ritz-Carlton Hotel after the event on Monday. A bodyguard held a white towel in front of the star as she attempted to shield her impossibly thin waist. The Costume Institute's spring exhibition falls on the first Monday in May every year and is held at New York City's Metropolitan Museum of Art.